So talk to me, guys. You both just graduated high school. What are your plans?
College.
Well, hi. For your institution not in the state of Georgia, because I cannot stay in the state of Georgia. Ouch. Um, I don't know where to go from here.
So you want to, Kennedy, where are you going?
I would say specifically, I'm going to Howard University, located in Washington, D.C.
And what about you, Marcus?
Georgia Southern and Statesboro.
Okay. So tell me a little bit, you guys, about why you chose the school that you're going to, and then what you're kind of looking forward to.
I chose Georgia Southern because it's, not that far away from home and it's in state. And I heard that it's probably going to be even cheaper and better for the long run for you to go to school in your own state.
Kind of the opposite. I chose Howard because I wanted to go to an HBCU, and there's, to my knowledge, like 3 or 4 in Georgia, most of which are in Atlanta. However, I also wanted to be at least 2 states away from Georgia, so that eliminated a lot of the surrounding states. Other than that, Howard offered this great program that allowed me to pursue my major in the way I want to pursue it. So that's why I chose it.
So, Kennedy, you were pretty vocal before about the like system and institutionalization of the expectation to go to college after high school. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I feel like it really starting in middle school now. Because a lot of schools in Chatham County are allowing their sixth graders really to take high school courses. They're really gearing you into thinking about your future earlier than what I think we should. Like, you should have an idea, but you shouldn't be so hyper focused on exactly what you're going to do when you're 18, when you're still 11 and 12 years old. You know what I mean? So because of the opportunities that's offered in middle school, i.e. taking college classes, it's kind of gearing you into that AP track, which further tunnels you into pursuing a 4-year institution, because the only reason you want to get ahead with high school courses in middle school and AP courses in high school is to earn that potential college credit. And unless you're going to go to college, you're wasting your time. So, it's kind of catching you by the hook at a very young age and keeping you there, all in the sense of not wasting not only your time but your potential. Because that's kind of another thing. What high school classes and AP courses in general, from my experience, is only geared towards gifted students. So I was never in the gifted program. And so every year, if I met a new teacher or I went to a different school, I had to prove that I was able to handle higher courses. Whereas this expectation of excellence is expected from students who tested into a gifted program maybe when they were 5 years old, kindergarten.
So Sarah couldn't be with us today, but she also sent me a message. So Sarah is pursuing a different path. So we've got Kennedy, who's going to college out of state. Marcus is staying in state. And then Sarah is actually going to take a year off of school. And so she is actually at work today. Good job, Sarah. And she sent me this message that she wanted to share with everybody in regards to maybe taking a year off. And she writes, in today's society, the pressure to succeed and to go to college is extremely overwhelming. People seem to get fixated on more quote unquote traditional values, constantly working hard and fighting your way through to get an education. And don't get me wrong, school is important and if allowed can bring beautiful and wholesome experiences. But the more I continued to give myself patience for where I'm at in life, the more I realized that society, institutions, people of political power, and even some of the closest people to us just want us to grow up and go to college because of how it is you can do for them and not for yourself. There's so many individuals, including myself, who remember being asked from such a young age, what is it we want to do in life? And were we planning on going to college? And I always said that if forcing myself to go to college would please the people around me, I'd do it. If it would help others accept me more or differentiate people's perception of me, then I'd do it. But none of that really matters because at the end of the day, how do you feel? Success is not measured on a scale. You can be successful just by being yourself. You can make others proud, especially yourself, and still not have to go to college to do it. In other words, live life. We're not here forever. And whatever decisions you decide to make, it'll be worth it.
Man, that's poetic. That's good.
I think it's super important to like normalize people needing a break. So for me, when I went from high school to college, it was really hard to make that transition. And I actually needed mentally to take some time off from that. And that almost made it my mental state worse because I wasn't doing what the society told me I was supposed to be doing.
I don't think society's really built to function well if you don't go immediately into college or immediately into the workforce. There's really no what's it called? Transition net. There's really no net for those students who need that transitional period. And if there are resources available for that transitional period to happen, it's not broadcasted, nor is it encouraged.
That's so true. So actually the program that I run through the state of Georgia, and specifically with Gateway Community Service Board, is a transitional program for kids ages 16 up until they turn 27. And we're totally able to like help kids who aren't going to go to college. Like, what do you want to do instead? Do you want to do a trade? Do you want to get a job? Like, what do you need to do so you're still okay? But yeah, a lot of people don't even know about us. They don't know that it's super easy to qualify for this specific program. It doesn't have to be like insurance based or anything. I'll tell people about it and they're like, that's the real thing. I mean, I'm telling you guys about it. Did you guys know I even did that?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's just not shared a lot. And this is actually a program that is throughout the state of Georgia.
I think it's got to do with that sense of failure. I feel like educators feel if one of their students don't go to a higher education, which I don't understand at all because it's none of their business. Um, but for a little bit, I think a lot of them want the majority, if not all of their students to go to college or at least a four-year university. Oh, it's the same thing, same thing.
So what would so what would your message be? Because I think, I mean, I'm hearing from you guys, and I think you're tapping into it a lot. A lot of it is, you know, what society says, and then the pressures on the teachers to follow what society says. And then that's the message that's received by the students. So what would you tell these teachers as a student so that they aren't feeling so pressured to make sure that your success is measured by where you go to college right after high school?
No, I will let teachers know that, let their students know that college isn't, a requirement and that you could do anything you want after high school is over. Just let the students know that they have other options in life.
I'd say don't be performative with your information. 'Cause at Islands, most teachers have, I don't know what they're called, the little college flags all around the room or outside the doors or whatever. And your senior advisor, the majority of the year will be talking about college and universities. And then at the end of the year, maybe April, at the end of April, early May, that's when they'll finally be speaking to students who aren't going to school. So I just say, if you're going to commit to this, commit to it fully and commit to it correctly. Don't half but it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So, Kennedy, this is probably your last Teenish podcast before you are off to Howard for your start of college starting in the summer. Do you have any final words?
Yeah, this is easier to speak um to speak to the camera. Well, not really camera, the microphone, because I remember I would just play with my hair and have say ancillary words like and like, and I still do that, but I don't do it as much. So it's pretty enjoyable to have a space to speak about what I'm thinking about, because I feel like a lot of the stances I'm taking are the stances people expect me to take, because I've had a lot of the privileges and I'm taking the courses that society wants me to take. So yeah, thank you.